some of the best games that release each month are games that you probably never even heard about.
It's a good thing we've got Cole Watson to help shine some light on all those hidden gems.
And there's probably going to be some weird Space Avenger stuff in there too.
Yeah, definitely. Check it out.
Hey, GameStop. So I guess it's time for this month's Hidden Gems, but it's just gonna kind of be a regular one. It's nothing weird going on or anything. I mean, I'm fine. There's nothing. I mean, I'm not being held captive or anything. Obrum's here. He's just not talking. Bonnie, Sean, let's go ahead and do this. Really can't stress enough how much I'm not being held captive. It's insane how free I am. Kicking things off this month, pun absolutely intended, is Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition, the spiritual successor to the 1993 Sega Genesis game that dorky dads across the country vaguely recall being pretty cool. Now, I'm not a person that claims to have much interest in the world of professional sports, but I've always said that if the NFL would ditch their long-standing, unwritten policy of only hiring human athletes and be more inclusive to super mutants and acid-spitting skeletons, they would totally earn my viewership. There's nothing in the rulebook that says players technically have to be people, and I guarantee that any team of low-tier fantasy creatures would have a better shot at the playoffs than the Browns. Yeah, you like that joke? I had to Google it. Mutant Football League matches the barbaric sensibilities of dystopian sports fantasy with the strategic 7v7 football game mechanics to which we've all grown accustomed over the years. And this Dynasty Edition comes bundled with all the DLC and the new Dynasty mode, which allows you to act as the coach and GM of your favorite team of gross monsters. Clear some room in your fantasy rosters for Mutant Football League Dynasty Edition, bribing its way onto the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch this month. Just in time for Halloween, the third scariest holiday behind Black Friday and Arbor Day, we have Home Sweet Home, the first-person survival horror puzzle game that's been making Twitch streamers soil their expensive gaming chairs since September of last year. Based on Thai mythology, you play as one Tim, I actually don't think he has a last name, so just Tim, as he wakes up in a mysterious building plagued by a rancorous female spirit. As you traverse this treacherous space, you'll encounter all kinds of scary stuff. See, look at that. Super scary, right? What about this? See? Also scary. It's a horror game. What do you expect? Not scary stuff? Not on Home Sweet Home's watch. You'll see dimly lit terrors you can't unsee when Home Sweet Home Exorcist crawls down the stairs on the PlayStation 4 very soon. Next, we have Warriors Orochi 4, the fourth installment in the Dynasty Warriors Samurai Warriors crossover series from Koei Tecmo and Omega Force. Now, I've covered a lot of Omega Force games in my time doing Hidden Gems. Like, a lot of them. Omega Force has a ridiculously high output by any studio standards. In their 22 years as a company, they've released 69 games, which is hilarious, but also puts them at an average of over 3 games per year every single year. That is unprecedented. They release games as often as I tell myself I'm gonna finish a super long RPG, play it for a week, drop it for 4 months, pick it back up again, forget what was happening, and start the game completely over. All of that said, if you've played the other Warriors Orochi games, you pretty much know what to expect out of this one. You pick your 3-man team, hop onto the pseudo-open map, and rip your way through giant hordes of similar-looking enemies. Sure, it's another entry in Omega Force's massive catalog of games, but it's a reliably fun hack-and-slash game with a massive character roster, so what else could you ask for, really? Warm up your X buttons for repeated rapid pressing when Warriors Orochi 4 hits the PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch very soon. Creating profound unrest and inspiring Metallica instrumentals is everyone's favorite cosmic horror beast, Cthulhu, and his feature-length video game, The Call of Cthulhu. Based on the 1981 pen-and-paper RPG inspired by the legendary short story by H.P. Lovecraft, this semi-open world stealth RPG will follow private investigator Edward Pierce as he pokes and prods around some dead bodies and tries to figure out why they're dead. However, throughout his investigation into the scattered and dreary community of Darkwater Island, he discovers that the locals appear to be doused in the presence of something else. Honestly, when I first heard there was a Call of Cthulhu game in the works, my first reaction was, that has a lot of potential to suck. But after seeing the quality of work and understanding of the mythos that Cyanide has put into this project, I really can't picture a better version of a Lovecraft game than what they're already doing. I genuinely can't wait for this one to release. Call of Cthulhu will be making us question our collective sanity when it releases on the PS4 and Xbox One this month. Finally, let's talk about Space Hulk Tactics, yet another title being brought to us this month by the extraordinary developers over at Cyanide Studio. Much like Call of Cthulhu, this game is an adaptation of an old tabletop RPG with terrific horror designs executed with astounding visual direction. However, very unlike Call of Cthulhu, this is a sci-fi turn-based tactics game set in the Warhammer 40k universe. If you're like me and enjoyed tactics games but assumed Space Hulk was some forgettable 90s Marvel spin-off comic or something, prepare to be pleasantly surprised, because this game has a ton to offer with very little in the way of being forced to sympathize with guys named Bruce. In addition to having 2 distinct light and dark story campaigns, a la Sonic Adventure 2, Space Hulk Tactics offers competitive multiplayer, fully customizable squads, and a community-driven map editor, so one could easily sink a shameful amount of hours into this instead of writing scripts when it launches on PS4 and Xbox One this month. And I guess that's it, right? So, yeah, for more information on any of these titles, speak with a guest advisor. And, Obram, if you can hear me, take the 25th to last word out of every game description I just gave and get me out of here.
Oh, that was a mistake. Cut the feed.
Thanks, Cole. Bizarre and informative as always. Now let's check out an item that would come in handy whether you're stranded in space or just working on some light home improvement projects.
This is the Marvel Thor hammer tool set from Thinkgeek. Now, it is a Thinkgeek creation and exclusive, so you can only get it at Thinkgeek and GameStop. And it's a 44-piece tool set that comes in molded cases that look like, of course, you might have guessed it, Mjolnir Thor's hammer, which is so cool.
It comes with everything to fit your basic needs, and it's a perfect set for around the house. It's got pliers, tape measure, screwdriver, wrench, and so much more.
Yeah, and the handle of Mjolnir is actually the handle of the hammer in the tool set, which is a really nice touch.
That is so clever.
Right?
So you can pick up your Thor's hammer tool set at thinkgeek.com while supplies last.
We need to take a break, but we'll be back with more GameStop TV right after this.